right, well, it is Tuesday night, and I blinked and it was 9:30. I don't know how that happens. I feel like I lose so much time now when I have so much more time on my hands, although that's kind of a lie. I'm actually just as busy, if not busier, than I usually am since I've been home with this COVID isolation life. So anyway, but it is strange how I can just blink and it's 9:30. What is on my mind tonight? Compassion for ourselves. Compassion for ourselves. I have met, with a couple of clients today, and one of those clients today was really just going down this list of things that she was not doing well right now, and ways that she's kind of overthinking things and just kind of maybe I should be doing this or I'm not doing that. And I don't mean even in a practical sense. This is more like really just judging herself harshly on, that she's not organized enough or she's still too anxious or she's this or she's that. One night she drank too much or whatever. And, I just kind of obviously just kind of heard her out, and I just kind of threw out the concept of like, is there a way for you to show yourself some compassion right now? You've lost a lot. And I won't, go into the things that this client has lost, lest I put too much information out there, people, but like, it's not been easy for her during this COVID crisis. And I see her as damn strong. But, we're all going to not be our best selves right now. And I think that anytime people are in crisis, what do they need? They need to love themselves more. We talked about concepts of reparenting because she had some family of origin shit, like so many of us do. And, we talked about how, like, what does that child inside of her right now need? What does she need right now? Compassion, nurturing, patience, reassurance. Everything else can flow from there. And so, like, I feel like that's been kind of the theme of things in my world today. And, tonight I was making this awesome asparagus soup, which to those who don't like asparagus probably sounds wretched, but I got a recipe from a friend of mine named Powell, and he's a, kind of a foodie and sent me this recipe, and I made it tonight. It was easy and awesome. But while I was making it, I was listening to Fresh Air. Sometimes I just like to check out, and I love Terry Gross. She just is like soothing to me to hear her voice. And she was interviewing, this is kind of an older podcast of hers from a few weeks ago. She was interviewing RuPaul. And I don't know that I've ever heard RuPaul talk about his life. And I believe I'm not misgendering his pronouns. And it was fascinating because I learned, so I don't watch RuPaul's Drag Race. I have friends who do, and I'm sure it's awesome. But RuPaul said that at the end of every show, RuPaul closes the entire show by saying, and I'm quoting, I want to get it right. If you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love someone else? Right? More specifically, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell you're gonna love somebody else? I mean, right? Actually, the interview with RuPaul was wonderful. It was just really, really, I just love the wisdom that I get from unexpected sources. And I mean unexpected sources in the sense of like, I'm just listening to a celebrity interview, and I just like RuPaul dropped so much wisdom and kind of really deep self-knowledge and love. And I'm like, I just feel like I learned a lot. I want to go back and listen to it. Anyway, I thought that was a really great phrase. And, we talk about that in cliched sense. If you don't love yourself, how can you love somebody else? But, like, seriously, um, I'm talking into the ether. This is my online journal. But I could ask the question to the ether. Has anybody tried this? And when I say love, I mean an active verb. Like, what do you need to feel better about yourself right in that moment? What does love mean? What do you need to feel loved? If you think about being loved by someone else, what does that look like? And then do that for yourself. I've been trying to do that these last 2 years in particular, and I feel like I'm working so hard on that. I'm doing it. I don't always like myself. I'm my worst critic, but I have really learned to love myself. And I feel like at this point in my life, I am so ready to love someone else in the right way because I know that I'm loving myself and I'm setting expectations for myself with others now. And I could go on and on about that. But anyway, I think we all should practice some self-compassion. So right after this session, or my last session today, I went for a walk and I put on some music. And I heard a Churches song that I love that I don't hear very often. And it's called Clearest Blue. Of course, it's a lovely name. But yeah, it's a nice song. And so I am looking down on here because I want to make sure I get that title right. I love that song. I'm adding it to my playlist. I think it's about, in that song, she's asking for them to meet each other halfway in a relationship, which I think is kind of like just the same concept in some ways. Anyway, so I'm adding that to my playlist. And tonight I really just want to do a real simple breathing exercise. I think that sometimes it's nice to just use mantra words, just as focus words when doing kind of a breathing exercise. And just in the spirit of self-love, I think that just breathing in the word love and maybe breathing in the word compassion and breathing out the word love. So that's what I'm going to do. So, of course, any breathing exercise requires sitting up straight, maybe just getting your spine really grounded, and using the full capacity of your lungs. Just take a few tension-relieving breaths. Like that. And then just breathing a little more normally, but really using the full capacity of your lungs, but just breathing. And closing your eyes if you feel comfortable doing that. And just for a few breaths, you inhale the word compassion. Exhale the word love. You can say it out loud if you're in a place where you feel comfortable doing that, or you can just think it to yourself. Every time you inhale, say the word compassion. Exhale love. So you're just bringing into your body, envisioning what it is that you need. What does your body need? It needs compassion. What does the world need right now, according to Burt Bacharach and Dionne Warwick, who sang it so well? Love. We need compassion. The world needs love. Inhale compassion. Exhale love. Inhale compassion. Exhale love. One more time. Inhale compassion. Exhale love. And I've gotten so used to doing some of these exercises now that my hands instinctively go exactly where they belong, or where they're needed, right? And where they belong, which is right here over my heart. If I want to practice compassion and love for myself, then sometimes it's nice to just reinforce that with my hands. So there they are.